Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So we have some good and bad news in today's video. The good news is that a new rule has just finally been approved for certain beneficiaries of Social Security, which could mean possibly increased benefits for a lot of folks. So we will be going over that. But the bad news, of course, is that Israel was just attacked by Iran last night in a drone strike. There was around 200 plus drones plus missiles. Thankfully, 99% of them were shot down, but this could perhaps lead into World War III as Iran went ahead and got revenge on Israel for attacking them in Syria. So we will be covering that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $10,000 in free stocks or $10,000 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Moomoo. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least $100. At that point, Moomoo will be sending you at least 5 free stocks worth all the way up to $10,000. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stocks is just sell them for what they're worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story before we get into the good news, we are going to start out with the bad news, and that is Israel was attacked last night in a revenge attack by Iran. Iran was, of course, very upset about them getting attacked in Syria, killing around 7 of their diplomats. So this was a revenge attack by Iran. I do have to make that clear. It wasn't Iran attacking them for no reason, although you could make the argument that perhaps shooting 200 drones plus missiles might be more than what Israel was trying to do, so you could make that case. And whether or not Israel decides to respond, we will have to wait and see. But according to CNN, Iran launched an unprecedented large-scale drone and missile attack at Israel overnight on Saturday in retaliation for a suspected Israeli strike on an Iranian diplomatic complex in Syria. And below are the latest developments. So basically the projectiles thankfully were intercepted. So more than 300 projectiles, including around 170 drones and over 120 ballistic missiles, were fired towards Israel in the immense aerial attack overnight. However, 99% of them were intercepted by Israel's aerial defense system and its partners, who of course were the United States, shooting a lot of them down as well. And then, of course, Biden spoke with Netanyahu on the phone. So after the attack, Joe Biden spoke with Netanyahu on the phone. He made it clear that the U.S. would not participate in any offensive operations against Iran in response to this. Biden was saying this was basically a win for Israel being able to shoot all these down and not really come out too bad in the situation. And the United States is going to consult with their allies. So Israel and its Western allies are now deciding how to best proceed. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken said he will be consulting with allies and partners in the region and around the world in the hours and days ahead. The United States condemns Iran's attack on Israel in the strongest terms, he said in a statement on Sunday. And while we do not seek escalation, we will continue to support Israel's defense. And as the president made clear, we will defend U.S. personnel. Of course, there is concern on the world stage, though, as you would imagine. So a wide range of foreign leaders in the Middle East and beyond have expressed concern over last night's attack and called for de-escalation. Saudi Arabia, a major regional rival to Iran, stressed the importance of, quote, preventing any further exasperation of the crisis, while Qatar, which enjoys close economic relations with Iran, expressed profound concern. Several Latin American countries also condemned the incident, while China, in the statement, called on relevant parties to exercise calm and restraint to prevent further escalations. So all these countries do not want this to escalate into World War III. And whether or not Israel decides to respond to this, well, we just don't know. The United States has already come out and said they are not going to help Israel in any offensive response to Iran. But if Iran continues to attack Israel, of course, the U.S. is going to help Israel defend itself. whether or not Israel is Iran is basically saying this is going to be over as long as Israel does not respond. So according to Fox News, Iran is offering Israel an off-ramp to conclude attack after launching missiles, drones on the Jewish state. So Iran, through its United Nations mission in New York, issued a statement that appears to offer Israel a way to prevent further escalation if it considers the conflict, quote, concluded. So they said, conducted on the strength of Article 51 of the UN Charter pertaining to legitimate defense, Iran's military action was in response to the Zionist regime's aggression against our diplomatic premises in Damascus. They went on to say that the matter can be deemed concluded. However, should the Israeli regime make another mistake, Iran's response will be considerably more severe. It is a conflict between Iran and the rogue Israeli regime from which the U.S. must stay away, in all capital letters. So Iran is being very firm there. They're saying this is over. As long as Israel does not respond and attack and escalate the situation even further, of course, in Israel's case, they may not want to look weak and not respond to this. So hard seeing what happens. But if Israel does respond and they place another attack on Iran, Iran's already saying, if you do this, we're going to ramp this up even more, and our attack this time is going to be much worse than what it was last night. And again, Biden is telling Netanyahu that the U.S. will not engage in counteroffensive against Iran, according to the New York Post. So President Biden told Israeli Prime Minister that nothing of value was hit in Iran's airborne attack Saturday, and asserted that American forces will not be participating in any offensive against Iran. The president called Israel's defense during the attacks a win, telling Netanyahu Israel's ability to intercept nearly all of the hundreds of missiles and drones showed its military superiority. So basically, what's going to happen? It's going to be completely up to Netanyahu in Israel. Are they going to respond? Are they not going to respond? Going to be completely up to them. And of course, the former president and Donald Trump addressed the Iran attack as well, saying that none of this would happen. The Ukraine-Russia war would not have happened. This whole situation with Israel would not have happened. The attack last night would not have happened. If I was still president, we would not be having any wars. That's what he's coming out and saying. So according to Fox News, Trump said that before going any further, I want to say God bless the people of Israel. They're under attack right now. That's because we show great weakness. The weakness that we've shown is unbelievable, and it would not have happened if we were in office. You know that, they know that, and everybody knows that. Trump went on to say that this is an attack that would not have happened. I mean, to think about what you have to go through. Ukraine would have never happened. Israel being attacked on both October 7th and today, which was last night, would have never happened. So leave your thoughts in comments below. Do you believe that if Trump was still president, if he won the 2020 election, do you think that any of this stuff would have happened? Leave your thoughts in comments below. And to wrap up today's video, we have some good news. Finally, for some beneficiaries of Social Security, this is going to be those receiving SSI benefits. So according to the Disability Scoop, Social Security finalizes changes to SSI benefits. So the Social Security Administration is moving forward with a major change to the way it calculates monthly supplemental security income benefits for those with disabilities. The agency said that starting this fall, it will no longer factor in food when determining what's known as, quote, in-kind support and maintenance. Under current rules, SSI benefits can be reduced in many cases by about a third if someone else routinely provides meals or groceries to a beneficiary. Now that's set to change. In a final rule published late last month, the Social Security Administration said it will stop considering food expense in calculations of in-kind support and maintenance as of September 30th of this year. The agency will continue to factor shelter expenses, meaning that SSI benefits can be docked if a beneficiary does not contribute to rent, mortgage, or utility costs for their residence. And finally, the change will limit the amount of information that SSI beneficiaries must report, ensure that rules are easier for everyone to understand, and reduce variability in SSI payments from one month to the next, officials said. In addition, Social Security expects to see administrative savings since the agency will no longer have to spend time monitoring food provided in kind. Even with the update, however, Social Security said that it will continue to ask beneficiaries who live in another person's household if someone else in the home pays for or provides them with all of their meals. So obviously this is good news. So if someone provides meals for you, you will not have that docked from your monthly SSI payments. However, if someone else is contributing, if you're not contributing towards your rent, mortgage, or utilities, that however could be docked. So we have some good news there. And of course, some bad news. Some were hoping that, the rent, mortgage, and that would not affect the payments as well. But let me know your thoughts and comments below about this new rule change. Do you like it? Obviously, it's going to make it so some people aren't going to have their payments reduced as much as they currently are. But leave your thoughts and comments below. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.